You're watching this on a plane. Why am I on a plane? Oh, because I'm on my way to a premiere. Tonight, we bring you a special story about a haunted house. Oh, no, not this one again. And how a musician must use his gift to survive the home and solve its mysteries. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our terrifying tales. And here, let's turn off the lights. Here heard a knock. It wasn't the regular knock that someone would make if they were trying to get his attention. It was a slow, hoping to drive out the evil presence in the house. He played day and night until his fingers bled and his eyes were sore from crying. But the voices never stopped. Leave. He returned to the house. It was just as he remembered it, overgrown and abandoned. He walked inside and climbed the attic stairs. The rocking chair was still there, rocking gently back and forth. He sat down in it and closed his eyes, embracing the darkness. "What do you want from me?" he whispered. They whispered. He tried to ignore them, but their words echoed in his mind. "Get out while you can. Leave." He couldn't take it anymore. Get out. He packed his things and ran away from the house. Dragging knock, like someone was dragging themselves across the floor. He froze and listened intently, but he couldn't escape the whisper. They followed him everywhere, even into his dreams. He tried everything to get rid of them. Therapy, medication, even hypnosis. Nothing worked. The voices continued to torment him, driving him insane. He heard it again, this time a little louder. He wasn't sure what to do. The attic was pitch black, so he turned on the light and gasped in surprise. Should he investigate or pretend he hadn't heard anything? He decided to investigate. P got up slowly, trying not to make any noise. He walked toward the source of the knocking, his heart, when he reached the attic stairs. As he neared the chair, it suddenly stopped rocking. He jumped back in fright. He hesitated for a moment before climbing up. In front of him stood a rocking chair, rocking slowly back and forth. It was as if someone had just gotten up from it and left it there. Here, he approached the chair cautiously, his eyes scanning the room for any sign of movement. Knocking over a nearby box, the sound echoed in the silent attic. He could hear his own breathing in his ears, and the sound seemed deafening. He forced himself to look back at the chair. It had started rocking again, slowly at first, then faster and faster until it was moving so quickly that he couldn't see clearly. Suddenly, this story is extra spooky. So, stick with us until the end. It stopped. He waited, listening intently. But there was nothing. He was alone. When he first moved in, he found an old piano in the attic. Yeah, that's good. Yes, we're premiering a new episode today. Here we go. Hello, welcome to another episode of Haunted Tales. Once upon a time, in a city far away, a young man named Samuel moved into an old manor house. He was a musician who loved playing piano, and he had rented the house so he could practice and compose in peace. But it wasn't long before he realized that the house was far from peaceful. Strange things happened every day. It was huge and looked like something out of a horror movie. When he played it, he heard voices coming from the speakers. They sounded like they were whispering secrets or warnings to him. At first, he couldn't make out what they were saying, but after a while, he started to hear the same phrases repeated over and over again. "Don't trust anyone," they whispered. "They're all watching you." Was the house haunted? Were the voices trying to tell him something? But his own voice sounded weak and pathetic compared to the whispers he didn't know. But he couldn't stop hearing them. As days passed, other weird things started happening. Sometimes he would wake up in the middle of the night and feel something heavy on top of him, as if someone or something was lying on his chest, trying to crush him. He'd always find his dog hiding under the bed when he checked. Other times, he would hear footsteps in the attic or doors opening and closing on their own. But it was the whispers that bothered him the most. They followed him everywhere. He tried playing music to drown them out, but that only seemed to make them louder. He even tried talking to himself to break the silence. Then one night, Samuel started playing music non-stop. Years passed. One day, he decided to confront the voices.